Peace and blessings to all. This medicine man once again. Today we having a low nature walk going on through the Edisto Beach State Park. We're doing a nature walk, man, and we just analyzing some things and analyzing some different geometric shapes within the trees and things like that, and how you can perform ritual magic work to heal yourself, how you can perform ancestral work, especially from places like this. There's a lot of sacred places out there that we often overlook. We often overlook the sacred places because we don't know that is sacred to us and maybe our people and relatives to our people. But one thing for sure and one thing for certain is in the Aboriginal lands and Aboriginal territories down here in South Carolina, we have the Edisto Indians. The Edisto Indians were people that fought along with the Yamasee Indians to help free slaves and things of that nature. So they fought against the colonialist oppressors who came into the shores of the South Carolinas. Now, this is their territory. All this Edisto Beach, Edisto Park was covered with these Edisto Indians. So there's this form of spirituality that exists out there that we can tap into when we come to places like this and absorb the ancestral energies, help to heal our ancestral spirits, and tap into the energies and forces of nature that's here. You see? So, one of the ways of recognizing it, one of the ways that we recognize different things as far as in the nature, one of the ways that we recognize it is through the patterns, through the patterns. So while I'm out there, having a walk, while I'm out there having a walk, we're gonna look at a lot of the patterns that's in the trees because trees have a significant power. They are like antennas to the earth. Trees are like antennas to the earth, and these trees, they also have geometric patterns. And let me explain something to you about tree gazing. Tree gazing. You can gaze into a tree and receive a vision. That's for certain. You can gaze into a tree and receive a vision. If you're working, if you're doing the work, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you have that vision, you develop your mediumship, you should be able to come out into the woods, into the wilderness, and read in the wilderness, and read into the ancestral memories of the trees. You should be able to read into the ancestral memories of the trees because trees possess the memory of the planet Earth. They possess all of the memories of the planet Earth. So by gazing into the tree, you can see a few things. One is the ancestral memory of the tree, and another is the totem spirits that belong to this forest. You can see them manifesting through the trees. Totem spirits. You can see them manifesting to the trees. So what we would do is we would stand back. I have a few things with me. Originally, this area right here, originally Most of this area here was underwater. You'll find a lot of seashells along the paths, but these are mine. And when we gaze, when we gaze into the tree, you get yourself in a nice stance or whatever. Make yourself comfortable. Listen to some music. Listen, do your dance, do your hop, your bunny hop or whatever, and conjure that energy up from within you. Magnify your aura. Create that energy field around you that's vibrating. And that's what's going to open you up to being able to gaze into the tree. See, there's different types of gazing. You can gaze into the sun, you can gaze into the moon, you can gaze into the oceans, you can gaze into the river, you can gaze into a mirror, you can gaze at other people, and you also can gaze into trees and plants, roots. Gaze into them to receive the ancestral message that's written within them. They possess information. So you gaze, and as you gaze into it, it's what you can see into it. What you can see take form from an animal nature or from an angelic nature or from a spiritual nature. You can look into it and see what's there. Another thing you can do with the trees is you read the patterns. You read the patterns. It basically tells a story as to what the energy of this tree could be used for. And that's part of kind of deciphering blindly deciphering what type of energies you can randomly find out into the wilderness. When you go in the wilderness, you're looking for random energy. You're looking for that energy that vibrates and pulsates on the intention that you want to set down into your ritual. So one of the ways of doing that is understanding the geometric shapes, forms, and patterns that trees make, and understanding how to gaze into the tree, onto the tree, around the tree, gaze, and receive spiritual messages from the tree. It's a living organism. It has a consciousness. It has a spirit. So therefore, it can communicate with you telepathically through visions, but only when you reach that high state of trance. On and out, that trance state you reach. When you reach that high state of trance, you'll be able to telepathically communicate with the tree. So let's move on. We're about to move on now. Make sure everything out right over there. Everything's good. So we can move on. But that's one of the things that we want to do. We want to be able to look and gaze into the trees and the plants, even the shapes that they make. I was down the path and I found a shape of a circle from all of the debris that fell down. It was the shape of a circle from all of the debris that fell down. So that was interesting because it describes the energy pattern as things fall from the trees onto the ground. The ground is vibrating energy. So if the ground is vibrating energy, everything that hits the ground in the form or fashion of the vibration of the energy. Interesting. We're going to move on. And we moving on. We're going to take it down the path. We're going to go some more. A lot of interesting things to see out here. I mean, many of us, we know about the pine cone. Sure we do know about the pine cone. There's so many pine cones out there because there's a lot of pine trees out here. And when we look at the trees, like I said, every tree has a story to tell. Every tree has its own significant marking. Now look at this tree here in comparison to this one. This one has markings, but this tree has deeper markings, like lightning strikes and streams and stuff coming up and down, up and down, up and down. But you can use the bark from the pine tree, prosperity work. Also, you can use the bark from the pine tree from prosperity work. Definitely. Use the shavings of it to like create your own pine oil. It's very good. A lot of palm trees grow back here naturally. The palm leaves could be used to weave dolls. You can weave a doll with the palm leaves, of course. Um, Another thing too, Spanish moss is all over this place. You got a little bit up in there. Let's look around. Those could be used to stuff dolls. I'm pretty sure you guys know about that one. These are stuffed dolls. See now, like some moss right here off of a tree, off of a pine tree. It's a pine. Off of a pine, we would use that for prosperity. I like the way the setup is there. See, it has a fork, like a tuning fork. Has like a tuning fork tree limb into it. You see, read the signs and omens as you work with things and go into nature. Because when you read the signs and omens, you begin to see when nature is speaking to you. So now this is like a tuning fork. So I pull that off. I keep all of this. Let's keep all of this. Put it in my pocket. Read the signs and omens. Always look for signs in everything you touch. Anything you go in towards, look for signs. See how that tree right there is making a formation of a tuning fork, going that way there. Always look for the signs. And as you read the signs, you distinguish a lot of things. You see a lot of things. These here were obviously cut, right? These here were obviously cut. But let's look at the patterns that the trees make in the inside. You see? Look. You see it? What does it look like? What it look like? Look like an eye? Like an eye? Maybe? See? Everything in the inside of the tree is circular. It's the circle, the vortex. Vortex we speak about. It's the circle. See? And you can tell it's really not a circle. It's more like there's a circle, but there's a spiral where it spirals out. It spirals all the way out. You see? It's more like, let me see, I can catch the direction of it. Look like I can catch it right here. Yeah. There's one spiraling out to the left. There's one spiraling out to the left. So we would know what kind of energy we would basically be doing with that one there, right? Energy pattern of the tree in the inside is spiraling out to the left. Now, that's something to pay attention to when we working with energies, because remember now, every energy that manifests physically, the physical representation of it is just the pattern of how it vibrates energetically. So if it vibrates energetically, like to the left, that's the left hand energy, we would say, some of us would say, left path energy, chaos energy, we would say, dark ancestral forces energy, we would say. It could be any of the above or a mixture of all of them. You see? So we should pay very close attention to certain trees. You know, sometimes it's good to pop a limb, yeah, but then other times it's good to cut that limb. Because when we cut that limb, we can actually see the direction of the spiral inside of the tree. So this is another one. Now this one doesn't have spirals. Just look down and make sure I got it for you. There you go. Now this one doesn't have spirals. It just more or less look like a circular imprint. It doesn't say which direction, it's just a vibrating circle, more or less to say. It doesn't say in the patterns what direction it's going. So this would be a great neutral tree to use, tree bark shavings, bark to use in neutral magical situations because of the way that the pattern is vibrating, the way that it's imprinted. Y'all got me? Y'all ain't lost on me yet, innit? Y'all still there? Let's get it. Let's see what else we got out here. It's a lot. Let's see which way. That's cabins back there. Let's go back this way here. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long. It's nice nature. We gonna look at. I want to find a something unique, man. I'm looking for something unique, something that I can say, okay, I can pull some things out my bag, something nice and unique to set off something positive vibration. Let's see, tons of pine cones. Look at that pine tree right there. It's a huge one up there. Almost looks like an African Balboa tree, but it ain't that big. Look at the patterns. When and you stare into the patterns, almost look like faces, like rock faces. What do y'all think? What do y'all guys see? What y'all see? Look like patterns. But patterns of what though? Like, see this? Let me see. Yeah. It's like, what does this look like? Right there. I can see the face in the phone, but I can't see the face more or less on the tree. You see, I gotta put it's here. Look like a bird, look like a fat owl. Like a fat owl right there. Y'all see it? Look like an owl right there. Interesting. Vines. I think I spoke about vines one time before. But anytime vines that come from trees, like that's a nice tall one, nice long vine. You always can use that in binding work. You take the vine, you don't even need the whole vine. You can just take pieces off it, see? Take pieces off it, shave it down, and put it into binding powder to wrap up a situation. Bring closure to a situation, can wrap it up, bring closure to it in a ritual form, ritually. So that's something you can do there. There's a lot of, and it's how you organize and put together your symbolisms. It's really how you put together your symbolism. The symbolism has to be like in tune with you, of course, but it has to be also in tune with nature. Not everybody in tunes with nature in the same way. And because everybody don't in tune in the same way, it's open for people to see and feel the vibration of nature as it appeals to them. So that's really important. Look at this tree right here. Y'all notice that pinkness up there? Let me get a little closer to it. The pinkness, look at the pinkness on that tree. Now, I don't know what that is necessarily. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it's pink coming down the tree. Look like the tree skin, but it's not. It's on top. It's pink. Interesting, right? This would be a place to do some love work at, right? What do y'all think? Do you think this would be a good place to do some love work at? Hmm? Look at all that pink. It's not paint. It's something that's on the tree. Look like a growing, some type of growing mushroom or something. Interesting. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. I'm gonna sit there at this tree, figure out something to do, because I got few things to take care of. So this medicine man, once again, shining out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Y'all take care.